Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. Before we start this video, I just wanted to quickly mention that only 20% or so of you are subscribed. So if you enjoy regular Harry Potter content and want to support the channel, then please consider subscribing. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the famed Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, as well as the courses that students take while attending the school. Hogwarts was founded when 4 10th century witches and wizards got together and decided that they had, in the Sorting Hat's own words, the selfsame yearning to make the world's best magic school. These founders were Godric Gryffindor, Rowena Ravenclaw, Salazar Slytherin, and Helga Hufflepuff. Thus, Hogwarts was born. The name Hogwarts actually came from founder Rowena Ravenclaw, who had a dream where a warty hog led her to a cliff by a lake. It's also been speculated that this is how they chose the location for the school. After its establishment, like with any institution, a crest was formed for Hogwarts. Emblazoned upon the school crest are the words Draco Dormiens Nunquam Titillandus, which roughly translates to never tickle a sleeping dragon. Hogwarts is, in Hagrid's words, the finest school of witchcraft and wizardry in the world, and the students of Hogwarts are taught under, in Hagrid's words, the finest headmaster that Hogwarts has ever seen, Albus Dumbledore. So Hogwarts produces some impressive witches and wizards, but when a Hogwarts student graduates, are they prepared for the real world? Do they know as much about Muggle subjects as Muggle graduates? Are magical classes an addition to the curriculum or a replacement? We know that Hogsmeade is one of the last settlements inhabited solely by wizards, witches, and other magical beings. What this possibly tells us is that many of the Hogwarts graduates will go on to live amongst Muggles in non-magical communities, and it really seems like they should be prepared for the environments that they're going to end up living in. If they're only taught magic, that would probably be an issue at some point or another. So, Hogwarts, what do they teach? In a video that I made a couple of months ago, I discussed all 21 subjects taught at Hogwarts. However, I'm not going to just regurgitate all 21 courses from that video, so I won't outline them here. If you want to check that one out, I'll leave a link in the description. What I am going to do, however, is single out the courses that pertain to Muggle subjects, or have similarities with Muggle subjects. First up is Astronomy. These astronomy classes take place in the Astronomy Tower. The classes are led by Professor Aurora Sinistra, and much like in the Muggle world, these astronomy lessons surround the observations of the night sky via telescope. Homework for this class involves learning the names of stars, constellations, and planets, as well as their location, movements, and environments. Astronomy is defined as follows. Astronomy is a natural science that studies celestial objects and phenomena. It uses mathematics, physics, and chemistry in order to explain their origin and evolution. Objects of interest include planets, moons, stars, nebula, galaxies, and comets. So really, there's no need for Hogwarts to deviate or pivot on the subject of astronomy, as magical concepts are not necessarily applicable here. It's actually one of the only classes where use of magic is not necessary at all. Astronomy is a required class for the first 5 years of study, and is optional in the last 2. Harry was taking his astronomy owl in 1996, when Rubeus Hagrid was confronted by Professor Umbridge and a team of Aurors in what was an attempted sacking. This was also the night that Minerva McGonagall took no less than 4 stunners to the chest. Next up, we have Alchemy. Alchemy is a sort of composite subject which mixes transfiguration, potions, and Muggle chemistry. It teaches students about the disciplines of an ancient magic, the study of the 4 basic elements, fire, earth, water, air, and how to manipulate them for the purpose of transmuting substances. However, alchemy isn't taught to everyone, and Pottermore states that only some students are allowed to study alchemy at Hogwarts, and receive special instruction in that discipline. Pottermore also discusses the relationship between alchemy and Muggle chemistry, so while it's not purely a magical subject, the study of alchemy should have some transfer over to Muggle chemistry. Next up, we have Muggle Studies. We can easily derive that this class is more of a Muggle subject from the name. Muggle Studies was taught by Charity Burbage, and a different version of it was later taught by Alecto Cara, which involves the study of Muggle culture from a wizarding point of view. This subject can be subcategorized into Muggle art and Muggle music. The intention for this class was to teach witches and wizards about Muggle culture, so that they can blend in when they need to. I think that this course is of particular importance if witches and wizards are eventually wanting to reside in non-magical communities. Next up is Herbology. Well, sort of. Herbology is taught by Professor Pomona Sprout, and it looks at the study of magical plants and how to take care of them. However, at Hogwarts, there are many greenhouses which hold a variety of plants, and I'm willing to bet that at least some of them are non-magical. If you look at the list of known potion ingredients in the Harry Potter lexicon, you will find ingredients that aren't naturally occurring in the world and are not necessarily magical. Next up is arithmancy, sort of. Arithmancy is a branch of magic concerned with the magical properties of numbers. It's Hermione's favourite subject, and there is an advanced offering for the class. I'd like to think that arithmancy mainly covers arithmetic, but in reality, it likely has more of a focus on numerology. We know that numerology is important in Harry Potter, particularly the significance of the number 7, which seems to show up everywhere. However, I'm sure that a foundation of mathematical knowledge is required for this course, and I'm sure in the earlier years of taking it, students are eased into the numerology side, and more of an emphasis is placed on the arithmetic side. Last up, we have ancient runes. The study of ancient runes is taught by Professor Bathsheba Babbling. It is a theoretical subject that involves studying for ancient runic scripts. I say that this course isn't necessarily magical because runes are found in the Muggle world and are not exclusive to the Wizarding world. Taking the subject, while not necessarily massively practical in everyday life, could help someone pursue a career in archaeology or something of the sort. So these are the only subjects from which I can extract potential Muggle application. However, I'm sure that there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. By the time most students have started at Hogwarts, they've already received some level of education, either by homeschooling or attending Muggle primary school. It was this introduction to schooling that gave them their academic base, and it is of my impression that the topics at Hogwarts bridge back to these foundational subjects in many ways. There are many professions in the Wizarding world, and if we look at a core subject like English as an example, we can link lots of magical careers that would rely heavily on this subject. Journalists for the Daily Prophet, head of the Auror Office, politicians like the Minister of Magic, all of these professions would seemingly require a higher than primary school knowledge of English. The skill of writing is reinforced at Hogwarts through essay writing, but it's important to note that most of the subject matter is magical, not Muggle. So my thought is that these foundational subjects are mixed into the curriculum wherever possible or applicable. Maybe they just aren't discussed because they're not particularly exciting. Whichever way you look at it, some professions are going to require math, English, and/or science, whether they're magical in nature or not. So it makes no sense that students would grow into adulthood with no knowledge of these subjects. Canon never actually dictates how a magical child would receive advanced instruction in math or science at Hogwarts. And while I don't feel that there's necessarily a huge emphasis on these topics in the curriculum, I think that there is perhaps more happening behind the scenes than we are aware of. Additionally, I would expect that those who desire to learn more about these subjects would have the opportunity to do so through apprenticeships or perhaps in some instances through tailored instruction. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Did I miss any subjects? Do you think that Muggle subjects are perhaps emphasized a little more behind the scenes? Let me know down in the comment section below. Until next time, remember, there is plenty to be learned even from a bad teacher. What not to do, how not to be.